Hello and welcome to the Capital Point. My name is Terry Ann Chibet. Now, about 10 years ago, one had to hail a taxi from the corner of a street, but technology has really changed that game. Today, at the tap of an app, your taxi is on its way to meet you. Easy access and reduced taxi fare has driven the online booking segment type capture major market share of more than 40% of Kenya's taxi market in 2017. Globally, Uber, Lyft and Didi are the popular platforms that have disrupted the taxi industry. Statistics show a 50% increase in the number of self-employed drivers in the Uber-dominated areas, with an income fall of around 10%. Let's take a look at some of the famous taxi services in Kenya. Of course, Uber is the biggest e-hailing taxi service in Kenya. Since its launch in sub-Saharan Africa in the year 2015, Uber has signed up more than 2 million active riders and 30,000 active driver partners. South Africa has around 969,000 active riders and 12,000 active drivers. Further west, Nigeria comes in second with 267,000 active riders and 7,000 active drivers. Ghana has 140,000 active riders and 3,000 active drivers. Kenya has 363,000 active riders and 5,000 active riders. Let's look at Mondo Ride, which is originally from the UAE, of course, a cab-hailing startup, which was launched in Kenya in 2016 and has so far raised $5 million in funding since its launch in Kenya, which has played, however, the taxi company has played a distant number 4 app behind Taxify, Uber, Little and Mondo Ride, which banks heavily on corporate clients. Mondo Ride is active in 5 major cities in Africa, but it currently only has 5,000 drivers on its platform. Let's look at Bolt, which was introduced in Kenya in the year 2016. It was formerly, of course, known as Taxify. It operates both commercial and private taxi services with latest investments in border rides. Taxify takes about 15% commission from its drivers, which is far lower than the 25% that the competitors take. Taxify operates in 20 countries across Europe, Africa and Middle East, as well as Central America. Little Cab, perhaps the newest kid on the block, was established in 2016 by Kraft Silicon and Safaricom. It has extended now to Kampala, Uganda. It recently sold a 10% stake for 3 million shillings to an Indian fintech firm for expansion across Africa. So far, Kraft Silicon has invested close to 1 billion shillings in the venture, with 600 million coming from its own pockets, while the rest, that's around 4 million, from a small group of CEOs who run a number of large companies. Since its launch in July 2016, Little has close to 400,000 active riders. In recent developments, riders can now hail taxi services for Little through WhatsApp. All one is required to do is to save the number and send their location, and a rider is available for services. Let's look at Al Nisa, which means women in Arabic. It's an e-taxi app which was launched in September 2018 that exclusively caters for women and children passengers in Nairobi City. It is self-funding. It's a self-funding taxi services that was started with $10,000. That's around 1 million shillings in today's terms. There are now 300 female drivers registered on Al Nisa. Now, in conclusion, each day, of course, brings new tidings. Technology is here to make our lives better, if not make it easy. The transport system has not been left behind. Taxi hailing applications are now the new normal. With the introduction of the app, reports say almost 75% of taxi operators were forced out of business, and some opted to join Uber, others merged under a company. Now, later in studio and just across the break, we have Little Cab CEO Kamal Budabati to give us insights and trends in the e-hailing taxi services. Don't go too far.